Well, the New York Jets have lost multiple players for the season ahead of the Patriots game. That's not going to beat the tanking allegations. We'll talk about those. Some other Jets news and nuggets. We have a special guest. Let's roll.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Joints!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Heston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. Yes, I'm in the darkness. Yes, I'm a few octaves lower than normal. We still have family here for the holidays, so trying to be as respectful as possible. So I'm sort of huddled up here in a corner, and we'll allow my special guest to do most of the yelling today if that is required. But appreciate you guys joining us a few days after Christmas. Hopefully you guys are enjoying special time with your loved ones. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe as you head on in. And let's bring him in, my special co-host, and family, my father. Pop on Pop joins us.
Hey now. Good morning, Coffee Club.
You sort of have like a floating head effect here. Yeah, there you Oh, wow. Oh, that was on purpose. Look at that. Look at that beautiful Nick. Let's go full screen here. The beautiful Nick Mangold tribute shirt. My pop has jumped on the train.
Rest in peace. Good
Yes.
donation to the Kidney Foundation.
Yes, 100%. That goes to the National Kidney Foundation. So beautiful. Thank you so much for your support of that, Pop. That's very meaningful. And someone by the end of, well, I guess technically the beginning of January will win that prize, and we'll see what happens, which I want to do a quick plug. Normally I wait a few minutes before we get into the show, but we're running out of time. Today is Saturday, December 27th. Folks, I still have those 2 tickets to the Jets-Patriots game tomorrow. I can't go. My family's here, so I won't be able to make it, but I don't want them to go to waste. So what I offered yesterday still stands. If by the end of the show no one takes up that offer, we'll see what happens. But my offer is this. I have 2 tickets in the 200 section to the Jets-Patriots game tomorrow in Week 17. That is their home finale. Their final game of the season will be on the road in Buffalo. Again, I got 2 tickets to Jets-Patriots in the 200s. If someone gifts 10 memberships, so that's $30, someone gives 10 memberships, all of those raffle tickets that are purchased will go to Johnny Boy, and then you will get tickets for dirt cheap to the Jets-Patriots game. So if anyone out there in the universe is interested, just gift 10 memberships. Like I said, I just want to try to rally some raffle tickets for Johnny Boy. That's my sole purpose of this. And then you guys get, again, incredibly cheap tickets to go to the Jets-Patriots game tomorrow. So hopefully someone takes advantage of that. That'd be wonderful if you want to. On YouTube, hit the money sign. There'll be a bunch of options that pop up. You can hit gift channel memberships. If you are unable to do so, from YouTube, you can PayPal or Venmo me the $30, and that works the same way, and we'll make sure all those raffle tickets go to Johnny Boy. So either way, make sure you guys take advantage of that at some point during the show. That'd be wonderful. Go ahead, Pop.
Yeah, I mean, what are we talking about here? I mean, that's almost free. $15 a ticket for the Jets. So it says one of 2 things. Well, I'll let it speak for itself. But essentially, we can't give away tickets to a Jets game at this venture, which is it's shocking.
Hey, if I lived closer and or just leaning into the microphone here, if my situation was slightly different, then I would be going to this game. But I
would like to say that I think you are in the Martyr Hall of Fame right now. And what I mean by that is, you have these 2 tickets to essentially, right, the sun in your universe, other than your family, right? Your universe has 2 suns, right? Your solar system has 2 suns.
That's correct.
And I'm not talking about PE3, but SUN.
Ah,
And, one is the family, right? Which
sure.
obviously is the center. But beyond that, it's the New York Jets.
Yeah.
And for you to intentionally, and by the way, you need to milk this thing like a cat. Like,
Okay.
like I have teats, Fokker. Can you milk me? But you need to milk this. So you are sacrificing
Yes.
going to a Jets game so you
Yes.
can sit in the dark
Yes.
where your theoretically in-laws are snoring 10 feet away or
Yes.
less in the situation that you're in. Anybody that recognizes the full situation you're in and that you are not running to the Jets Patriots game is again, you deserve martyrdom, right?
I
You got Joan of
appreciate
Arc,
that.
right? Among the great, and then Boy Green, right?
That's
Sacrificing for the greater good.
that's quite an elite group. So appreciate you putting me in that category. Like I said, I would love to go. To me, I say the same thing I say here on Boy Green Daily in my own Jet fandom. Whether they're 17-0 or 0-17, I support the team and I would go to the games. Because of Boy Green Daily, it's a little more difficult. I live like between 4.5 and 6 hours away, depending on the situation, from MetLife Stadium. So, and I do these watch parties and things, so I can't go to every game, or else you guys wouldn't have all these shows, I guess. So, it's sort of a balance there. But I would love to go to these games. What a cool experience it was
Yeah.
this year.
So here's a few thoughts or strategies, and
Okay,
I know your lovely fiance is sleeping, and this is not
she
a
is. Yeah.
conspiracy against her, but I'm just saying here's a
All right.
couple of man strategies. We're in the man cone of
Man
silence.
strategy.
We're in the
Oh,
man cone of silence now.
sure, sure.
So
Live on this show on
live
Facebook,
here,
YouTube, and Twitter. Yeah,
being
yeah,
friends. There's nobody else here.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, all right. That's
So
okay.
oh. Well, it doesn't matter now. But
Okay,
anyways, the man strategies would have been, nobody's
yeah.
bought the tickets. I hate for them to go to waste. Or you could have taken your almost fiance, father-in-law, fiance, in-law. You could have taken him to the game. But apparently now that's no longer needed. So we don't need the strategy I was going to say, but you could have milked it and maybe
Okay.
you're getting yourself a pass,
Oh, there you go.
like a hall pass.
Well, let's give a quick shout out here to Mike Rubino.
Hey now.
Shout out to Mike. Mike came to our tailgate this year. He filled in. Actually, this is Mike's having a nice strategy here. We had someone drop out for our tailgate. He jumped in on that action and was able to come, which was great. Now he's going to get to be going again. So Mike Rubino just gifted 10 Boy Green Coffee Club.
Winner.
Here we go, baby.
Number 44.
Woo! 44, that's me!
Get some cold cuts. Get some cold cuts. Get some cold cuts.
Woo! Give me some!
All right, we'll read those 10 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club in just a second. So, Mike, congratulations. You just got a pair of Jets Patriots tickets for tomorrow in the 200 section. Unbelievable deal for the cheapest you'll ever get it in your life. And awesome. Again, if I was closer, I'd be going. That's the only reason I'm not, is because of some other situations that are happening here at the household. So I wanted them to go to a good place. And these are 10 more tickets for Johnny Boy. So I thought it was great all around. So let's add this to the Johnny Boy pile, which is terrific, who is now up to 79 raffle tickets this month.
Hey now.
Again, just because you have the most raffle tickets doesn't guarantee you'll win. I don't control who wins. It's all at random to the wheel of name gods. So we'll see what happens. But I would love nothing more than Johnny to win if he can. And hopefully this increases his chances. But all of you out there in the universe. So, Mike, you, I believe, have me on every form of social media. But just in case, here's my email on the screen. That is Paul, the letter ESDENJR, gmail.com. And I can transfer those tickets as soon as I have a moment to do so. So I have them right here on the phone and I can send them right over to you, Mike. So reach out via email, Discord, or any of the social medias. That is at BoyGreen25, BOY Green, the color 25, and we'll work out all the particulars. So thank you, Mike Rubino. Again, I just think it works out for everybody. Mike's going to get to go to this Jets Patriots game. Johnny gets some extra raffle tickets, and the tickets don't go to waste. So God bless America.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. And I hadn't really given it that much thought, but I actually had a foolproof method that you could have gone to the game and looked like a rock and roll hero. So,
Okay, might as
unfortunately,
well
I
give
didn't
it
come
to
up
us
with
now.
that.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. So, for those that don't know,
Okay.
Boy Greens had some in laws. We'll just call them for lack of a better term. I don't think there's a term for fiance in law. So, your fiance in law, fiance father in law. Yeah, that's what it is. But, anyways, if you had had the forethought and wisdom to give him those tickets as a part of his 60th birthday, bingo, then you would have been able to go with him because obviously you're going with him. He just had his 60th birthday. You know, it'd be great. We can have bonding time and you and I can go to the Jets game. Here's these tickets as a gift. That would have been a foolproof. Then nobody could say anything. Your mother in law
Mm.
can't say anything. Your fiance-in-law, your fiance, excuse me, couldn't have said anything. Foolproof.
At first I'm like, no, no, because the more I think about it, like, to be honest, I assume he's a Patriots guy. All these bastards are from New England, so that would have been a beautiful in. I'm not nearly as smart as Senior, so I didn't come up with that. So Mike, you get him instead. But there you have it. By the way, I want to catch up because I don't want to miss MFC, who gifted a Boy Green Coffee Club membership right off the top rope. Appreciate you, pal. Although,
Oh, look at that.
which beautiful. We'll get that in a second. Pop. I, I know, like, I'm your son, so like, sometimes my accent, what your accent is, I don't pronounce it with the proper verb when I say MFC. So please, who gifted a membership?
That's motherfucking chew.
See, again, I don't know if it's I've been living in New York too long. I've just sort of lost the dialect or what have you. But nonetheless, MFC. So we have 11 raffle tickets out there in the universe. MFC, we've added that to your pile. So congratulations, you're now up to 18 raffle tickets. I'll update that in the banner in a second. How can you read all these new members to the Boy Green Coffee?
You may not have heard of this person before.
Okay, all right.
He's been called many things by
Oh boy.
many people.
Oh.
He's been called late for dinner. He's been called he wears John Lennon glasses. He
Okay.
sings Mozzie Train. Zedward 60 got the gift membership from motherfucking Chew.
Nice. Welcome back to the Boy Green Coffee Club.
Hey now. And
Yeah,
then
he
we have
was he had an issue, just real quick. He had an issue where he couldn't get his membership back because of like a credit card switching he had to do. So he'll be very happy. He was trying to use his emoji this week and he couldn't because he wasn't a Boy Green Coffee Club member. So now he's back and then he'll flip it later. So congrats to Easy and MFC. Beautiful.
Yeah, I'd like to say before I read these names, I'm just reading the names on the screen. Read nothing else into it. They're not my names. I just want to say
So are they not supported by the Boy Green Coffee Club, official brand?
I'm
Is
saying
that where
be supported, but the names on the screen do not reflect the Boy Green brands. That's
the
just
views and interests? Okay, go ahead.
all right. So the first one is Ginger Beaner 3.
Okay, all right.
Shed It Out.
Okay.
Eric Bianchi 8101. Danny Holds Staten Island, New York.
Mhm,
Easton Trini.
mhm,
J Honey Ace 9461.
mhm.
This could also be OnlyFans names. Scott NV4GU, Taylor Sterling, welcome back. Michael Palmero, 4047, and Nate Jets.
Okay, there you go. Those are all the new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Excellent. So great. Again, Mike Rubino, you just got a pair of tickets at Jets Patriots game again. Just reach out, Mike, if you're just hearing this. So congratulations. They're all yours. Just reach out to me and give me all your information. I've got your first and last name, so I think all I need is your email to transfer those over. So send those over whenever you get it. Send that info over, excuse me, whenever you get a chance, and I'll send them right over, and it's all yours. Please take pictures from the game and let us know, the view and everything else. We'd love to hear that. So shout out to Mike and shout out to Nate the Great for getting a Boy Green Coffee Club membership. All right, Pop, let's get into so shout out to all that. That's terrific. And everything has been updated on the banner. So congrats, guys. Make sure, by the way, all your raffle tickets are good for the next couple of days. Wednesday is December 31st, so you guys have through Wednesday at midnight to submit your raffle tickets for this month's contest, which includes the Jet Santa Funko Pop, that Nick Mangold tribute shirt that we talked about earlier as well, and you can also see it displayed in full flower right there. So there you go, the Nick Mangold tribute shirt, beautiful. And again, all I purchased that the same way my father did from the New York Jets, and 100% of those proceeds went to the National Kidney Foundation. So you know that the money went to a good place, which is beautiful, and that's amazing. So shout out to all of that. So again, someone will win that on January 1st, and we'll immediately announce the next month's raffle on January 1st. We got some pretty badass items over here. Pop, I mentioned at the beginning of the show, it's also in the article in the YouTube description down below. The Jets are not going to beat the tanking allegations with their latest roster moves. They placed 3 players on IR, and they have 3 varying levels of impact. Jay Tufele hurt his knee last week against the Saints, was carted off the field. He's been a rotational defensive tackle. I don't think he really moves the needle. No offense to Jay, just to the greater sense of the season. So Jay Tufele is out for the season now. He was placed on IR yesterday. Francisco Mauigoa, the team likes to call him Kiko. He was the Jets' rookie 5th-round pick. And to be honest, for a rookie 5th-round pick, he appeared in 12 games, made 8 starts. I didn't know how he was going to get on the field with Quincy Williams and Jamie Sherwood. So good on him with all the injuries this year. He got plenty of playing time on the field. It ends in disappointment, of course, with an injury. But shout out to old Kiko. Thought he got plenty of PT and not too shabby for a linebacker. And then the most important piece lost. Will McDonald was placed on IR. He currently leads the Jets in sacks with 8. The next closest player has half that total. That's Jawan Briggs, who's had a very nice season. So shout out to him. It led me to my poll of the day here on YouTube. If you guys are watching, no matter where you're watching, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. But on YouTube, I put it up. The question is this for Will McDonald. Has Will McDonald played his final snaps for the Jets? Yes, he would be traded this offseason. No, a key piece of the puzzle. Quick housekeeping notes. When a player is placed on IR, they must miss a minimum of 4 games. The Jets only have 2 games left in their season. So, i.e., these players are out for the year. So I'll ask that poll question to you first, Pop. Will McDonald's out for the season, so he's not going to play another down for the Jets, at least this year. Has he played his final downs for the New York Jets in general?
Yeah, I need some information before I answer this poll. So the information I need is, what is his current contractual status?
So it is this. He has 1 year left on his rookie deal. However, in May, there's a 5th-year team option for just under $15 million. That's fully guaranteed. If they accept that, he's under contract through the 2026 and 2027 season. If they decline that, 2026 will be the final year of his rookie contract, and then he'll be a free agent after that.
And how much is he against the cap next year?
Next year, it's like $5 or $6 million.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna jag, zigzag, bingo, bongo. I voted on the poll already, but I'm changing my vote.
Wow, changing your vote? Oh, wow!
Steal a vote or block a vote or one of those survivory things.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I don't think they trade him. I think they turn down his option. I don't think.
Wow.
I think they keep him and then just see what he is. You know, he had his stats last year, this year are, what is it? What's that word? You overused it. Now you don't use it very often. What's that? Fugazi, right? That's what his stats are, right? He has 8 sacks, right? But he's got
This
4
season,
against some ham and egger, right? He got 4 sacks against some ham and egg offensive
Cleveland.
lineman. Again, Cleveland. Okay. He got 2 in another game, and then in the other, whatever it is, 14 or 12, 13 games this season, he got 2.
That was the season against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, he's one of the worst people at his position against the run in the NFL. You look at PFF stats, he ranks at the bottom.
So, and to be honest, it's even worse than what you say. It's not just at his position; it's overall of any player at any level on defense, corner, safety, linebacker, defensive tackle. Yeah, he ranks among the worst. He's a liability in run defense. It appears. Yep.
Yeah, so he has a place on the Jets for that salary cap number. He has a place. Mm-hmm. It's not an every down place, which is why I switch when he's in there. I bring him in rotational, and he's not in the starting realm. So that's why I say I wouldn't trade him. I don't think you'd get anything. He adds
Really?
value coming in.
Let's talk about that for a second. What do
Okay.
you? So last year, Will McDonald gets 10.5 sacks, and again, I have a cool Jets history nugget we'll share in a little bit about Will, and now that he can no longer accomplish because he's out for the season, and he had 8 sacks this year. So in his career, he's got 20.5 sacks. That's some really decent production, and obviously he still has more time on his rookie contract to have. Like again, you used the fugazi term about like how real is that, but stats are stats, and that's how you get paid. So I'm curious. At the trade deadline, it appeared that a lot of teams were interested. Cotter Hughes reported a conversation that happened between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Jets. Bucks called the Jets, say, "Hey, we want Will McDonald." The Jets apparently say, "Hey, do you want Jermaine Johnson?" They said, "No, we want Will McDonald." And then they either gave an offer that the Bucks weren't willing to do or refused to negotiate it. So I just turned this to you. I assume that Will McDonald's value is somewhere in that third round range, I believe is what I heard out of the deadline. The Jets said no to those offers. And now you have a chance to either have him for a 1 year deal or 2 year deal. If the Jets, here's just another note, if the Jets trade Will McDonald, let's say they trade him in March 1st, they trade Will McDonald. The 5th year option decision that must be made by the first week of May transfers to the new team. So they get to make the choice of whether to accept it or decline it if they so choose. If it happens, if they trade him after May and they've already made the decision is in stone. So if they accept his option, then trade him, or decline his option, then trade him. The new acquiring team can't change what the Jets did. So just some bookkeeping happening there. What do you think he's worth? If they could have gotten a third round pick at the deadline, wouldn't that third round pick stuff still be on the table? You think?
It could be, and I was just looking at what 2024, he had a better spread of sacks. It's not like he disappeared for, multiple games like he did this year.
The way he did do it, though, so he had 10.5 sacks. 8 of his 10.5 sacks came in the first 7 weeks of the season. In the final 10 games of the season, he only had 2.5. So it wasn't as seismic like he had multiple or these like 4 sack games, but the last 10 games of the season, he sort of disappeared.
Right, he had 2.5 in the last 10 games.
Correct.
Yeah, and so I think here's Will McDonald in a nutshell, and I'll answer your question, right? He is a phenomenal athlete, right? He he can leap a car in a single bound, all that Superman kind of stuff. But and that matches up well in certain situations against certain players, which is literally how defensive ends. You go to any of them, any of the greats, Charles Haley, DeMarcus Ware, and those not just Cowboys are all time greats, just for the record, edge rushers, and they were able to do that. Like you always had to game plan them. I don't think people are game planning against Will McDonald, and so I do think when he matches up against somebody that he has a better first step, and the teams don't automatically course correct. Like clearly, the Cleveland Browns did not course correct during that game. Give him a little chippy chip. So
Definitely
I
not.
think he has value. And you have to dissect the tape. The fact that he disappeared for 10 games at the end of 2024 and similar in 2025. How much of an impact does he have in the game? The rest of it, I think, as a third down rusher, he can get some value. And maybe it's a third. I wouldn't say that's off the table, but it would have to be somebody that's looking for it. You don't get him to be your every down starter. That's no one in the NFL is trading for him, or they're incredibly dumb, is trading for him to be an every down starter. If you're looking for a third down guy that can bring the heat, and you scheme your defense, to free him up in the right situation, ISO him so he can put his skills to use. Yeah, I think a third rounder is not off the table. I don't think you're getting higher than that, but third or fourth round is where I think where you'd land.
Fair enough. Let's get a couple of things here on this Will McDonald situation. So okay. I just want to say that Will McDonald, I really like the guy. The Jets did these documentary series called Origins, where they did this hour episode deep dive on like 4 or 5 players on the roster. One of them was Will McDonald. It was fascinating to hear more about Will McDonald's unique history and all the lengths that he went to be sleeping in a parking lot at his McDonald's job. Yes, Will McDonald actually did work at one point at McDonald's. That did happen. And how he just did everything he could for his football career. And then the blocked field goal in week 3 was like one of the coolest play-by-play things I've ever done. That was awesome and exciting, and just the raw jubilation from that moment, and the only way the Jets could have had a chance to win that game, they still lost it. Like, that was super cool. So I like Will a lot, but you know, there's just an incompleteness there. I think the Jets and Will are just not a match for each other in this way. If the Jets were right about their calculations, 2023 when they drafted him, they thought with Aaron Rodgers they were going to have a lot of leads, and Will McDonald could use his superpower all the time and maybe rack up a bunch of sacks. The Jets did not have leads all the time in 2023, as we all found out. So I think if Will, the problem is the Jets were relying on Will to be the number one guy, and I don't know if Will is a number one guy, but if he goes to a contender, maybe he'll have an opportunity to show everyone what he's all about. But my initial thought was this. So, first off, Fox Sports Talk says if we could recoup a third round pick for Will McDonald, he's gone. So maybe those talks resurface in the offseason. We'll keep an eye out for that. Incel Alon says we should have traded him at the deadline. But I agree with this Incel Alon point he brought up here. Maybe Will McDonald's part of a draft day trade is part of a package, right? So let's say we have this huge tank wars tomorrow. It's going to be Giants Raiders for the number 1 overall pick. Let's say the Giants win it. I don't know if the Giants are the right team, but because it's a 4-team race, it could be Raiders, Giants, Browns, or Jets who could have the number 1 overall pick. Like, maybe Will McDonald was part of that package. So instead of giving up a day 2 pick or whatever, you're like, oh, we'll throw in Will McDonald and sort of try to get creative. Maybe that could be. Again, the only problem is that you're trading up with teams that are also bad. So, like, again, I think Will McDonald would thrive in a contender situation. That wouldn't be the case if you're trading up, but could you see that as a possibility? Use Will McDonald as part of a bigger trade-up package as opposed to just trading him off for a random 3rd or 4th or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's possible. And, you could pair him up with, a trade-up opportunity with, Brees Hall as well. Package them together. 1-2 combo.
We'd have to see. That one would be creative because that will be have to be a tag and trade situation with Brees set to be a free agent as opposed to Will, who will have some on his rookie deal. So that could be interesting. And I appreciate this from Coochie. Okay, BG, good luck in the Double Espresso Championship today. Thank you very much. Yep, so we have a couple of NFL games today. I'm playing in a couple of championship games across my leagues, and that doesn't include the Double Espresso Championship. I'm playing against Joshua Langley, representing him and Cecilia, of course. So one of us will win the inaugural Double Espresso Championship game. So Joshua and Cecilia, I would wish you luck, but I wouldn't mean it. I hope you guys fall
I
down
wish them luck. I wish them luck.
No, absolutely not. Let's go. I want to add more championships. So we got to do something special. We like discussed this at the beginning of the season, but it didn't go anywhere. Like, we should remember all the champions of these leagues. So I don't know if we're going to do a trophy or what we're going to do, but we should do something for our 2 champions. So we'll have to figure that one out.
Absolutely. Do you know that Brees Hall has only 3 more touchdowns than Will McDonald this year?
That's a funny way to wait. Actually, I don't think that's a correct statistic because Brees Hall had the passing touchdown. He's got receiving.
He didn't score
He's
that
got a couple
touchdown.
rushing.
He didn't score the touchdown.
Passing touchdown counts. That's unique. That counts. That happened in the Bengals game. That's definitely on the ledger. But that is funny how you tried to, matriculate those statistics. That was cute. By the way, I want to make sure I get this out before I lose it on Will McDonald. Cool little history thing here if people care about this sort of thing. It always interests me. So Will McDonald had a chance at history, of course. He has 8 sacks this season, 2 games left to go. He could have easily gotten 2 sacks in these final 2 games, and thus he would have had back-to-back double-digit sack seasons. He had 10.5 last year, could have had whatever this year, 10 plus. That didn't happen because he's out for the year now. But he could have joined a very elite group. There's more details in the article down below, but the Jets have had some pretty dominant pass rushers in their history that have joined that double-digit sack club. That group includes Joe Klecko. He did that in 1980 and 1981 with 10.5 sacks and 20.5 sacks. Mark Gastineau did it in 1983 and 84 with 19 sacks and 22 sacks. That's an incredible number. John Abraham did it in 2001 and 2002, 13 sacks and 10 sacks. And most recently, Sean Ellis did it, the big cat, 2003, 2004, over 20 years ago. He had 12.5 and 11 sacks. Will McDonald could have ended that 20-year drought. He will be unable to do so. I mean, I guess I can't rule out the possibility of Juwan Briggs getting 6 sacks in the final 2 games of the season, but that seems somewhat unlikely. So I don't want to slam the door on Juwan there, but I don't think that's going to happen. So, yeah, it looks like another year of no pass rushers. So we'll have to wait for a bigger gap because it has to happen in back-to-back seasons. It's not happening this season for anyone, so it'll have to be a few years down the road, it appears, Pop.
Yep. That milestone will go unrecognized.
That's a pretty impressive group, huh? Yeah, John Abraham, Joe Klecko, Mark Gastineau, Big Cat, Sean Ellis, huh?
No, that's Will McDonald. No.
Yeah, so, but again, I am somewhat conflicted because Will McDonald has some exciting plays. He's got the spin move. He's got the, occasionally he changes his hair all the time, but the rainbow colored dreads that pop out the back of the back of the helmet. Like he's just a crazy dude. He's just got he does the spinning taekwondo kicks. Like he's just sort of a wild card that you can't really predict. He's an unpredictable guy.
Here's what I predict. I'm let's say he lines up on Sunday, excuse me. Let's say he was going to play, lines up on Sunday.
Okay.
Quarterback of the Patriots. His name is
Drake May.
I audible to a run right at Will McDonald every play he's in. Kill. We're going right there. That's what
Not everyone's perfect. Not everyone's perfect.
Yes. Well, there you go.
Well,
but Breece Hall, though, talk about milestones.
Yeah. He's 46 yards rushing. He's 46 rushing yards away from a 1,000-yard campaign. He's got 2 games to do it. Just has to average 23 yards a game. Totally possible. That's
possible.
That's totally possible. But Pop, let me give you your chance to rant about this because you've been texting me about this. You've been posting in the comments and all these other things about how 1,000-yard seasons don't mean as much as they used to. Please go ahead.
Yeah, and this is not a Breece Hall thing. I think in general it is not as big a milestone, right? When you go back to in the days where it was a 14-game season,
sure,
16-game season, you have to average 58 yards a game to which is what Justin Fields was averaging. So he was on pace for 1,000 yards passing. But I digress. 58 yards rushing a game. It's just pathetic. It's pathetic. I hit 1,000 yards. I mean, it is a milestone, but it's like it's a small milestone.
But how is that Breece Hall's fault that the NFL is a greedy bastard, so they're adding new games, and eventually we're going to get an 18th game, which is only going to probably make you angrier as all these other historical seasons fall because of more games being added. It's not his fault. He was born in like 2003 or something.
Yeah, it's just the game changes, right? Like the passing yards of today, like the people that go, well, compare, quarterbacks of the 80s and 90s, 70s, 80s, and 90s to today. Oh, look at them. They didn't throw for any yards. Well, now you can't touch the quarterbacks. They used to get stacked and racked back in the day. Mm-hmm. You could mug the wide receivers back in the day, and now you glance at them, you get a penalty. So it's just a different game. But with all that being said, it's more telling that it is a lower bar, that there is more shots at the pinata, so to speak. And this is a comment directly at Breece Hall. He has never got 1,000 yards, even at this low bar. As low as this bar is, he can't even step over it. So hopefully this year he can and put it behind him.
So if he doesn't, what does that mean?
Well,
so here, and let me just say real quick.
If the first snap of the game he gets hurt and doesn't go in, then, I mean, that's not on him.
Well, yeah, but this feels like a lose-lose. So you give him no credit if he ggets to 1,000 yards and dragged his balls to get there in a 17-game season. And then if he doesn't get it, what a loser. He didn't get 1,000 yards.
Well, I mean, how many NFL running backs this year will get 1,000 yards, right?
Okay. What is your guess? Right? So I don't know this number either. How many do you think are at 1,000 right now?
I think it's 10
So
or
what's
11
your
or
guess?
1,000 now. So I think it's going to be like
Okay, so I
15,
think I'm going to say 8.
15, 16.
Right now, in this moment in time, who's at 1,000 yards? I'm going to say there's 8. I'm going to say there's 8 at 1,000. You're saying how many are at 1,000 right now?
I'd say 10 to 11.
Okay, let's take a gander here. Let's pull it up. Okay, here's the current rushing yard leaders. So here they are. All right, you are right. Of course, 11 players currently have 1,000 yards rushing or more. Here is the 11. James Cook leads the league in rushing right now with 1532. Jonathan Taylor is second at 1489. Devon Achane has over 1,200. Derrick Henry has over 1,200. Bijan Robinson has over 1,200. Javante Williams is over 1,200. Jameer Gibbs is over 1,100. Kyron Williams is over 1,100. And then just barely grazing over 1,000 is Saquon, Christian McCaffrey, and Rico Dowdle. People who are close. Travis Etienne is 1 yard away from 1,000. DeAndre Swift is 7 yards away from 1,000. So they will both join that group. And then Brees Hall is the next closest running back.
Yeah,
That isn't over 1,000, but a few of these guys could. Josh Jacobs could today. He plays later today.
I think you go
Kenneth
down to Chase
Walker.
Brown. I'm not familiar with Chase Brown very much, but I
Yes.
think he's about the cutoff, right? Of reasonability that could make 1,000 yards. He needs
Maybe
75
Jalen
yards
too.
a game.
And Ashton, I guess. Well, we could probably go to 19, probably.
Yeah. So that, I mean, there you go. So you put that all into sock. 2/3 of the NFL teams roughly have 1,000-yard run. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of
Yes.
2/3. And Brees, realistically, he's going to end up about in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, he was on pace for a 1,200-yard season, which, to me, back in the day, 1,200 yards was a decent amount. Now, that would have only put him with 2 games to go. 1,200 would have been the finish.
10.
Correct, right. Right now, that would put him in the 5-6 range, but there's still 2 more games to play after that. And that's what he was on pace for. He's no longer, of course, on pace for that anymore.
Right. So I think he'd be about 10 to 12 if he had gotten to 1,200 yards.
But so interesting. Nonetheless, there on Brees Hall. So, Pop, give us your quick thoughts here. Jets Patriots. We have the rematch. The first game was closer than the score indicated. They were in it, and then Justin Fields had the fumble that they would have had a chance at a 1-score game, and who knows what they would have done. But he fumbled. The Patriots get it, and then it was all over from there. And Justin Fields is out for the season. Speaking of out for the season, people, he's out for the season, so he has no impact on this game whatsoever. So what's the rematch here? Jets Patriots this time at MetLife Stadium.
Yeah. So here's an opportunity. We talked about it before. The way you tank without pissing off your fans and making it obvious that you're tanking is the people you put on the field and the play calls that you give them. And so the benefit for the Jets in the next 2 weeks is, and because I think both weeks there'll still be things up in the air, right? For the teams you're playing. And so for that benefit, you just have to put the ham and eggers you have out on the field and don't play to win. And what I mean by this, don't go for it on 4th down when the math says you should. Don't, do that play action pass when you don't have to. 3 runs and 2 runs and a cloud of dust and a pass. So I think, with all that being said, I think the Jets can tank without making it overtly obvious that they're tanking. I think the Jets will clearly lose the game against the Patriots and not really look like they're trying to lose the game.
So what chances do you give them of actually winning, pulling off an upset? It happens, upsets happen all the time. The Vikings just ended the Lions' playoff chances, for goodness sake.
Yeah, the chances of them, well, I'm not going to use the infamous percentage that I have used in the past.
That's probably for the best.
I will save that for later because, I don't want to upset any Pacers fans. They're probably upset enough.
Sorry, Indy.
Sorry,
Uncle
Indy. Uncle Indy. The Pacers, I think, are at the bottom of the bottom of the bottom of the NBA right now. But anyways, even though the Celtics spotted them 15 points, they still beat them by 18. But anyways, I digress. So let's move on from that. I would say there's a less than 1% chance of the Jets winning the game, which is a win for almost everybody except the the Brady Cooks. Have they announced the starting quarterback? If they did, I didn't hear it.
They did. It was at the beginning of the week. AG came right out and said it on Monday that Brady Cook is the starter.
Yeah, so hopefully he gives Brady Cook a fair chance to show up and show out. Show what he can. Is he going to be worthy of a roster spot? Because that's really where it is. Is he worthy of a roster spot going into next year, or are we cleaning house on the quarterback room? But I'll tell you who I would definitely keep, and I haven't followed if he has left or not. Is my boy from Tennessee? I think he is intriguing.
Yes, he's still on the practice squad. He will not be elevated for this game. It appears again that will come later today if there is an elevation to be had. But it appears Tyrod is good to go. He didn't practice yesterday because of I believe it's a personal reason. They didn't reveal what that was. So Tyrod should be QB2. So that means Hendon will stay there. His only chance, of course, will be Week 18 if they do any sort of elevation. Now, all these players that are now out for the season, those are all roster spots. I think I counted it up this morning on the Jets roster. I went through the numbers. They have not done corresponding roster moves. So maybe Hendon is going to be signed to the outright roster around 4 o'clock today. And then they have two other moves to make. These three guys were all on the 53-man roster. So who are the new people coming up? Are they just street free agents? Are they practice squad signees? I'm curious. They have not made corresponding roster moves yet. So that'll be curious to see what they do here. Now, let me ask you this, Pop, because we just said it with Brees Hall. Like, okay, it's very likely he's getting 1,000. I mean, if he doesn't, it would be like outside of injury, like, whoa, what the hell happened? 46 rushing yards in 2 games. Like, dude, you got to figure that out. You could do that in one game. And if he gets 1,000 yards, he doesn't get as much credit because apparently everyone and their mothers are getting 1,000 yards rushing right now. But I turn it to the Jets Patriots thing, right? So in theory, let me make sure I have this correct with the standings. All right. I believe the Patriots have the second best record in football right now. Let me confirm that is indeed the case. It is. The Broncos have 13 wins. Patriots and Seahawks are tied at 12 wins. Okay. If Aaron Glenn beat a 12-win football team, in most circumstances, that would be a massive pelt on the wall. Like, whoa, AG, look at this guy. But does this go back to the Brees Hall thing? If the Jets upset the Patriots tomorrow at home, does he get all the credit of like who wants to fly with them bleeping Jets for upsetting the Patriots, or does he just get a bunch of shit because like they're tanking and all this other stuff and you just blew up the tank, like he doesn't get credit for this massive upset win if he gets it, or is that not a fair comparison to make to the Brees Hall stuff? Because like I said, if Brees Hall gets 1,000, like we're gonna be like golf clap, you finally got it, but like it's not that impressive. Does if he pulls off this massive upset, which is tied for the largest spread of the week, if he upsets the Patriots, does he get all this crazy credit for knocking off the Patriots or no?
Yeah. So I'll go to that and then I'll come back to this Brees Hall thing. So I think he would get a lot of credit because the Jets literally have nothing to play for. And frankly, they have the negative to play for, right? Because it's in their best interest for the team not to win. So it could be, was a few years ago, Tennessee, like dorked themselves out of the number one. Am I thinking about that wrong? Anyways, doesn't matter. So he would get credit, for, with duct tape and bubble gum getting the Jets to victory. Perhaps not by a lot of Jets fans, but I think by the NFL as a whole that he came in with Vrabel with a lot to play for, right? This would give him some first year head coach props, which he does not have a lot of. He does not have a lot of. As a matter of fact, you look at what Vrabel has done, and the Patriots were worse than the Jets last year. If I've ever, they have less wins than the Jets.
That's correct.
He was able to come in and with a garbage roster, flip it around, and look at almost the number one seed. I mean, so he's Aaron Glenn's got some Vrabel envy, if you will. They're in the they're in the locker room and like. But anyways, hey now. But anyways, so yes, I do think he would get credit. I will tell you this: I'll go out on a limb and I say I do not think Brees Hall will make 1,000 yards today, and he may make because
I don't think he'll. You know what? I agree with you. I don't think he makes it today either. I don't think that happens.
Yeah, he doesn't make it on Sunday this week. I think Vrabel. If I'm Vrabel, you know what I do? The Jets are without their top two receivers, and who knows who the third receiver is, and it's Brady Cook. I annihilate Brees Hall. And we all know that his yards after contact are among the lowest in the NFL. When he's hit, or you look at him, or you bring a fingernail nail him near him, he tumbles to the ground. So he does not beat me if I'm the Patriots. We're eliminating him from the thing, and if we'll see if he can. We'll see if Brady Cook can will the Patriots will the Jets to victory. So I would say that I do not believe Brees Hall. I think he gets less than 46 yards rushing this week. That would be my game plan if I was Rabel to stop the best weapon on the field, which for the Jets is Brees Hall, based on their current players.
I imagine that's been the plan every week, that Brady Cook, undrafted free agent, has been at quarterback, and maybe beyond that with Justin Fields and his lack of ability to improve to be a passer, and maybe even Tyrod Taylor. I think that's been the game plan for everyone. I'm like, all right, Brees Hall, again, he's had a respectable season so far, but they're like, this fucker ain't beating us. If Brady Cook is the next Tom Brady, God bless. If you want to beat us, so be it. And I think that's been the game plan of all these guys. We're going to throw the kitchen sink at this undrafted kid from Missouri and see if he can handle it. Oh shit, he can't. Phenomenal. And just like throw shit at him and make sure that Brees doesn't beat you. Put 12 guys in the box and say, hey buddy, it's not your day today. So that would be my gut until Brady Cook starts like catching them on the back end of the defense. Or like, oh shit, we got to start backing up, which in theory would open up stuff for Brees. I agree. That's probably going to be their modus operandi, which would be crazy. With they don't have Garrett Wilson anymore, they don't have some of these things. It's going to be a difficult challenge for the NYJ against New England Patriots. Again, the Patriots have a chance to clinch the AFC East. But let me make sure if it can happen while they're on the green grass. I can't remember if that Bills-Eagles game was a 1:00 game or not. I'll have that here in just a second, boys and girls. Let's see. Or is that? It's probably the 4:25 window now, the more I'm thinking about it. It is. So the Patriots cannot clinch while they're just hanging out on the field. They will long gone be back on their team planes, I assume, by that point. So the Patriots can clinch the AFC East. If they win and the Bills lose to the Eagles, which are two possible things, the Patriots are an overwhelming favorite, and the Bills are a favorite at home against the Eagles, but it's a very tight line. So we'll see. But at least they won't be putting on those AFC East shirts and hats at MetLife Stadium. So thank God. I was a little afraid of that earlier this week.
But yeah, we'll see. By the way, a shout out to your mom for making an exquisite prime rib, which she put the pictures on Discord.
Oh, let me see if I can pop that up here. Okay. Exquisite. That's a word that doesn't get enough play.
It was very good. And she shared the recipe with the moderator, Jared B. And yep. And she put the pictures on Discord. It was very good. Very good.
By the way, for folks on the Discord, I will show pictures of said prime rib. Oh wow, yeah, that's juicy. Okay, let me see. Let me throw this up here for people. You guys can get a sneak peek of the Discord if you want to be in the Discord full time. All you have to do is be a Boy Green Coffee Club member. So feel free to take advantage of that. Here we are on Discord. Let me see if I pulled this up properly. I did not. Okay, all right. Here it is, baby. Here it is. There it is. There is the prime rib, and there it is.
There you go. Hey,
oh, yeah. That's there's a real juicy factor happening here. So there's a little sneak peek again. If you want to be a part of the Discord, just be a Boy Green Coffee Club member. We're about to switch this because we're going to open up the phone lines. But if you want to join the Boy Green Coffee Club, it's a pinned comment on YouTube. If you come over, you're like, geez, it's not pinned anymore. It's always in the YouTube description down below to join the Boy Green Coffee Club. And we talk food, holidays, Jets, everything in between. And, of course, most importantly, our next live event. You guys will have tips and tricks before anyone else in the public. So you want to get your tickets in because here's a prediction since we're on prediction train. Last year, there were spots left open for months and months and months and months of like, here's a spot open. Here's a spot open. I don't think those spots are going to be open this year that late. So you better be on it when the announcing comes. Again, we find out the schedule in May. I'm talking with my Jets to break a fourth wall here. I'm going to be talking about a Jets ticket person. I already have talked about a Jets ticket person and will in the weeks and everything leading up to that date. So it's going to move very quickly. What game we're going to discuss behind the scenes on Discord. That's another reason to be on Discord. What games are we thinking of opponent wise? Once we see the dates and we're like, ooh, this one works, this one doesn't, this one works. We're going to move very quickly to secure that package and find out the prices, and boom, we're immediately going to come to you guys. So, you guys, long story short, hopefully you're saving up your shekels now ahead of time to be ready for that event, which is going to be spectacular because I don't think they're going to be hanging around forever, Pop.
Yeah, I think we're going to have more, and I'm not speaking for Boy Green here, but I believe there's going to be some more connective tissue between the entire thing, like the dinner, the game, the night before the game at Chef Kevin Gilbert's restaurant, right? The tailgate, the game, and for some of those things, there's limited access, right? So you
Correct.
can only fill the restaurant with so many people. There's only so many reasonability people we can have at the tailgate. So it's going to be really important to sign up early. We could probably get, reasonably speaking, a pretty the tickets aren't going to be the problem, right? We could probably get 200 tickets. But we're not going to be able to have 200 people at the tailgate. We're not going to be able to have 200 people in Chef Kevin Gilbert's restaurant. So we're going to have to figure that out. Signing up, you're going to have to say, I want to go the night before the game to Chef Kevin Gilbert's Cloverleaf Tavern. I'm going to want to go to the tailgate. It's going to have to be, you're going to have to sign up early and often. And there may be people that get to go to the game that don't get to go do those two things.
100%. Yeah, I would just say, just to jump in real quick, that the tailgate specifically, Chef gave me a number of how many people could eat because, like, it's him and his family that's preparing all this wonderful food. So there was a limit to that, and thus, obviously, at the restaurant where it's a physical space limitation as opposed to a big ass parking lot, that's another limitation. So, folks, yes, you'll have to get while the getting's good. Which, again, what I suggest is save up your shekels and just be at the ready because it's not going to be a secret surprise. Like, oh boy, did Boy Green say anything about it? I'll be talking about it every day, so it'll be impossible to miss. Something else that's impossible to miss is Boy Green Coffee Club memberships being gifted from the high heavens. Raffle ticket for this month. Thank you so much for the support. It means the world. Pop, where did this T-Town Jet membership?
Yeah, it's Ryan Dzierwa.
I'm sorry.
Yes,
Yep.
Ryan Dzierwa. So you can pronounce that how you will.
Okay. Okay. I actually like your pronunciations of what you put into it. So thank you. T-Town Jet, thank you for the gifted membership. Again, another raffle ticket for our contest this month.
Yeah, and I would also like to say that stay tuned, keep watching, because there may not be just one Boy Green event in 2026.
Oh, okay.
There
Well,
could
that sounds
be.
like news to me. Okay, great.
Hey, now I'll give the hook 'em horns. Boy Green's not. He's a little slow on pulling out the horns, by the way. But
Oh, was that for Head and Hooker? Is
nope.
that
Doing the old Brett Michaels, who
ah?
had to remind. When you go to see somebody, you travel and you get together and you finally get this backstage pass, this phenomenal thing, and then you blow the photo op, and
Yeah.
then the celebrity that you're with is like, "Hey, man, I see you blew it. How about you? How about you set up the horns?" And so that really happened. Brett Michaels had to provide Boy Green the right posing props because he blew it.
Yes. Let me see. Ooh, maybe there'll be a better way to do this, but 1 second. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Yeah, I'll just do it this way, and then hopefully they're all here. But yes, I'm still stunned every time I see these photos, like that this actually happened. But yes, we got to uh, meet Brett Michaels, the greatest musician of all time, and one of the cool things is I surprised my dad with tickets for Father's Day to the Brett Michaels concert, and I filmed it of like, hey, he had no idea. Let me just, I guess, set it up this way. I'm My dad and me do Father's Day event every year, and normally we go to some sporting event or whatever we want to go to, but it's not always on Father's Day. It's normally at some point later in the year, but it's a tip of the cap to Father's Day. And normally my pop plans it, he pays for a lot of it, and then we're just going to this thing. And then this year I planned it and I paid for it. And so I brought him to some random location in Pennsylvania, and he didn't know why I was there. And then the hotel room, I slap something on the table. I think it's a T-shirt to
T-shirt.
open it up and figure out what it was. She's like, "Oh shit, we're going to the Bret Michaels concert," and we got surprised, and the event saw the video, thought it was super cool, and they granted us access to Bret Michaels after the show to go meet him. And I was like, "Oh man, this is going to be cool." And they brought us to the front of the line. They skipped all the people who actually paid and said, "Yeah, move over, people. Yeah, these people are going to get to meet him first." And yes, here's the photo of my hand in my pocket. So, let me let's change one thing of this, okay? So me and my dad are waiting. Me and my dad didn't discuss this, but in our heads, I think we wanted to both take a picture of Bret Michaels. That was super cool. Bret Michaels has all these people around him, so we're waiting forever behind it. And I'm not complaining. I'm just saying we're waiting forever behind this like trailer, and we have no idea where he is. He's around a corner, I assume, and we're waiting with all these people. We're waiting, and then we finally come across, and someone gives us the rules real quick. Hey, here's what's going to happen. We're going to put up this thing. We're going to have phones ready, but just like sort of moving groove. We got a lot of people here. We're like, okay. And then the guy like basically slaps me on the ass, says, "Go stand next to Bret, not with your dad." And I'm like, "Oh fuck." And it was cool because Bret's awesome, but I'm like, damn it. And then Bret noticed, like, so I took a picture and I moved to the side. Dad was coming in to take his picture. And then Bret noticed that me and my dad had the same shirt and said, "Hey, can we get these guys together?" And I was like, "Bret, like, thank you." So I was surprised when he said come over. So I had already my picture was taken. And then he says, "Come on in." And then I'm fumbling to put my big phone in my pocket. And then you can see it down there in the bottom left-hand corner there. And I can't get it in. I'm like trying to jam it in, and it's just not happening. And then so this is the picture, right? We have Bret Michaels, horns up, pop, horns up. But again, I had already taken my picture. So like there was a fumbling of the bag situation. So, but I'm like, again, they're trying to move and groove here, taking these pictures. So they take the picture and it appears to be over. And that's when Bret steps in and says, "Yep, this guy seemed to mess up his horns here." And so he says, but then he said, "It happens to me all the time." So he
No,
related.
not.
He did say it happens all the time. That
It happens all the time, not to him.
well, he said it happens all the time. He indicated that it was him that it happens to all the time. He seemed to indicate that that happened, and then we corrected it, and we ended up with this picture here. So there you go. That's terrific.
Yeah, very good. So by the way, easy, do not disparage Poison or Bret Michaels in the comment section. But I would also say there's talk, I don't remember who said it. I will tell you, we had end zone seats for this past season, and those tickets were great.
Oh, I thought they were great. Yeah,
they were great, and I would be more than happy if those are the same seats we get again. But realize that we're not going to know when you buy your tickets. Be very clear. If it bothers you where you might sit, don't sign up. Don't sign up and say you're going to come.
Yes.
We may be in the end zone. We may be wherever, but if it matters to you where you're at, just stay home.
Yes,
Just stay home, not sign up.
Yeah, I tried to do that. Apparently, I didn't do a good job of this last year, so that's on me, and I apologize. I try to be as transparent as possible during this process. I don't want to lead you guys anywhere and say, "Oh, this is happening," and then it doesn't happen. So I want to make this as transparent as possible. For if you do this group ticket thing, you're a group leader. That's what they call me because I'm organizing this whole event. They tell me, "Hey, Paul, here's some generic possibilities. The 300s in this general section, the 200s in this general section, because you're operating with a lot of different things. Which game, what time of the year, what's available, and all this other jazz." So the good news is that the longer you're a group ticket leader, like I'm going to hopefully do this for many more years to come, you get more perks and like more access to hopefully get to seat where you want. So what I'll try to do is everyone who came last year, I'll try to gauge. I think I heard what Pop said. It was mostly compliments that they really loved the seating. We randomly got shade. I can't take any credit for that, although I try to take credit for anything that I have no control over just to pat myself on the back. But, I had no control over that. But people seem to really dig the viewing. So I will check back in with everyone to make sure that was the viewing they preferred. If so, I will try to fight for those seats. If not, we'll try to get somewhere else. But I think the 200s is the proper flavor, though. I've been in the 300s before. I don't really enjoy, any seat in the house is good, of course. But I think 200s is what I want to fight for, and we'll see what's available in the 200s. But yes, I don't just tell, yo, Jets, I'm sitting in 222. You better have my seats ready, buddy boy. I'm not quite at that level yet, so that is not happening. So just to be completely transparent, the Jets are going to give me some generic possibilities, and I won't know the seating. So when you guys are potentially committing to doing this, I won't know the seating. The only thing I'll get a general thing is like, hey, here's the price. So like our whole ticket package this past year was $300, and they told us like, hey, $300 is worth this in this section, this section, this section, this section. They're all the same. So the price was the same, but where you would sit was dramatically different. So that's what I will find out once we get our price range. I'll know the 5 possibilities we could sit. So I'm not trying to lead anyone on, not trying to trick anybody. I'll try to be as transparent with where our seating choices are, and we can try to do popular vote or whatever anyone has to say, and then we'll figure it out from there.
Yeah, and it's going to be in that neighborhood ballpark, and it's not just the ticket; it's all the other things that go into it. The merch that was part of it,
Yes.
the tailgate that was part of it, and there's a lot of work that goes into putting something like this on. So, again, if you're worried about where you're going to sit or you're worried about the cost, then just don't.
Yeah, and my advice would be to be again. I don't think there's a bad seat in the house, relatively speaking. But the part that I really enjoyed was us all being together, and just the fact that we were at the Jets game, regardless of where we were in the 200s, 100s, top, everything. Obviously, the closer you are to the field, the more expensive everything is. So, what I want to try to do is make it as affordable, respectable to everybody, and see if we can do it. So, again, folks, that'll be coming up here in the new year in the coming months. So, if you're interested, make sure you let me know, and we'll have you there. Again, all the updates will be on Discord, but I will be sharing them here. So, Discord people will get it first. Everyone else will get it second from that perspective. All right, Pop, anything else before we go to the phone lines?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. It's going to be it's still worth watching. There's some promising players of the future, or not. It's a good evaluation game to be certain.
Oh, yeah. Last thing here is just like, hey, G, can we be like, okay, I assume this isn't gamesmanship. I'm sure the 12-win Patriots aren't staying up at night with this information, but just for us, last week AG said, Mason Taylor, great chance to play. He's looking good. He had this neck thing. Don't worry about it. No big deal. This week, didn't practice all week. Yeah, he's out. Now, unfortunately, a media member did not ask a follow-up question like, you said there was a good chance. Like, was there a setback? Did something happen? Like, what went wrong here? So I'm worried about it for Mason Taylor's health, of course, but also worried about it because I just wanted to see him in the final 2 games of the season. So we didn't get that info. Now, he wasn't placed on IR, so hopefully that's a sign that maybe he has a chance to play in the season finale. So we will see what happens there. So, AG, come on, man. Give us a better update. I'd appreciate it. All right, with that being said, we're about to open up the phone lines here for a little bit here on the program before we sign off here on a Saturday. Let's hit a HEP song, and we'll be right back after these brief messages.
1, 2, 3. Fucking daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. Talking Jets football, man. Fucking daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. Everyone,
J-E-T-S, Jets.
Boy Green, fucking daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green, fucking daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green.
J-E-T-S, Jets.
Let's go!
There he is. That is HEP from our live tailgate that came in Week 5, Jets Cowboys at the beginning of October. Spectacular event. One of my favorites. I can't wait to do it again. And more good news, Jet fans. Mike Rubino has received his 2 tickets for the Jets Patriots game. Just transferred that over during the show. He said, "Thank you, BG, and looking forward to the next coffee club event." So we will keep you posted on that, Mike. Thank you for that. Thank you for supporting Johnny Boy. That was beautiful. And again, take pictures from the event. That's awesome, Mike. So appreciate you doing that. So big shout out there. Pop, before we go to the phone lines, I see we have another membership gifted. It's from our number one Austrian Jet fan, baby, gifting it from the high heavens.
Hey now,
49 raffle tickets, by the way. 49 now for our number one Austrian Jet fan. Salute. Go ahead, Bob. Sorry.
a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club, Mount Rushmore, the number one Austrian Jets fan. Hey now.
Yeah,
He's
very
kind
much.
of like George Washington of the Boy Green Coffee Club.
Wooden teeth?
Wooden teeth. Yeah, that's not where I was going. One of the largest supporters, contributors to the show. So thank you, number one Austrian Jets fan. That went to Boss Girl 8. Boss Girl 8.
Horns up, baby. Horns up. Nice. Welcome to the BGCC. By the way, we're still slowly working on the merch shop behind the scenes. I hope before the end of the Jets regular season, we'll have an update on that. Hoping for some good signs on that. I'm hoping to get an update, hopefully today, quite frankly, on that merch shop opening up. Sorry, folks. I thought it was going to be open up months ago and did not happen. But I want to make sure it's right. So I'd rather it right than rush it. So hopefully we do have good info to come on the brand new Boy Green merch shop, which should be terrific. We'll have that. Like I said, an update coming soon. Thank you, our number one Austrian Jet fan, for sending in that. Let's go to the phone lines, Pop. Here you go. Hep kicks us off.
Hey now.
Hey, Pop. Hey, Paul. How's it going, fellas?
Swell. Thank you.
You know, I was thinking of Will McDonald. Really, I thought Will was going to be just our Bryce Huff replacement, you know, and do the wide 9 thing. I didn't really think he was going to be a full-time guy. I knew he was fairly new to the defensive end position and just playing football in general. So I always thought he wasn't used correctly. I thought he was just going to replace Bryce. But whatever, you know. And if we can get a third, I don't know if we can afford him right now, you know, with the situation where we are. And if we can get a third, I don't know. I don't know, really. You know, I'm sure he's going to do well somewhere else, and then they play him in that wide 9 spot. But whatever, you know, let's see what happens. As far as the tailgate goes, what if people don't have enough money to go? Are they still able to go to the tailgate?
Yes, we did have that last year where either there were some situations where people didn't have the money, so they couldn't like go to the game part, so they came to the tailgate and then just left. Or I know some people do this. Their own tailgate setup has like a TV, so they just watch it in the parking lot of the game, and that's great. That's cool. I've never done that before, but so there are people that did that. So yes, there will be opportunities for tailgate only packages versus the whole boot and caboodle. So yes, that's definitely possible.
Okay, so anyway, as far as you coming down for the game, we had a bit of snow down here today, and there's a lot of snow around here. I'm sure you have a lot of snow by you too, but
yeah, we do. Yeah, we got hit with the big storm yesterday.
Yeah, so it might have been a little dangerous, you and your future father-in-law to
But
come
sure,
down.
but the Jets, come on, like that's what's you know. If you here's the thing, I feel like you can't properly enjoy life unless you skirt between life and death. You know, and then you constantly feel like, oh, I almost lost it.
Moron.
Ooh, okay, all right, that felt pretty good. I felt like an adrenaline rush, so I feel like you sort of need to skirt that line, you know, like every day.
Well, I would buy into that if the Jets were on a playoff contending team getting
Right.
in, not at this state.
Right,
I could see you
100%.
inside of, yeah,
Right,
this
think
like a
about all that.
snowdrift or something. Right?
Exactly, right? They're like, wow, this guy skirted life or death for a 3-12 team. Just imagine what he would do, like, you know, for a 9-7 team or something. It's a good question. It's a good point. Yeah.
Okay. See you on the rebound, fellas.
Okay, appreciate it. There you go. Hepster joining us here on the show. It is a good point. Yeah, go ahead, Pop.
Yeah, by the way, we'll put in a plug for tomorrow, the play-by-play by Boy Green. For the first time ever, and I intend on putting these pictures on Discord, I'm going to sync and drink. I'm going to get the 2 TVs set up, put you on one screen, make sure it's synced up on the other screen as we're watching the game, and full play-by-play mode, dual TVs. It'll be good.
No pressure. All right. So, yes, if you guys have not been tuning in all season, we've been doing play-by-play watch parties for all the Jets games. So I don't have the NFL TV rights to put the game on the screen with me doing the play-by-play, unfortunately, and I think some people forget that. So, uh, sorry to burst that bubble. But what I try to do is give the play-by-play for people that are watching it. To what my pop just said, you have the TV on, you have the game on one TV, and then you have this on the other TV, or computer to TV, whatever you want to do. And I'll give you all the analysis. I'll try to tell you where we're at in the game and all that stuff, and you can sort of pair it up and link it together. Some people, I didn't even know this was part of an audience that I would be entertaining, but Troy Sturgis has told me this a few times and others that they don't get the Jets game wherever they are. So this is their way of consuming the Jets game, and no pressure there. That's how everything I say or describe is how they're seeing it. So I take a lot of pride in that. So I've really enjoyed doing it. So yes, I'll set up all the links today. Those are not up yet on the YouTube channel where you guys can go over there and start liking the video and stuff. So I'll set that up here today. I
Yeah.
share time as the rest of the family is doing stuff. So yes, we only got 2 more of these folks, and we'll take it all in stride. So we have the home finale tomorrow. That's Jets Patriots, and then the following week will be the final game in that old Buffalo Bills stadium before they move across the street. So Jets Bills will have that play by play as well, week 18.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've honed that skill in there, and maybe you should put a poll up if anybody's interested. You could do select playoff games if anyone was interested in that.
Oh my
But
goodness.
I would say, you should probably throw a poll out there at some point, see if people would want you to do play-by-plays of any of the playoff games, or which game, maybe do one a weekend. But as you do them, realize that the dulcet tone of Boy Green, he's working for tips. So don't forget to, membership, super stickers, super chats, super whatever dingles, whatever they are. But make sure you chip into the old bucket, the old tip bucket when you're watching.
That's a good point. When I'm shaking it, slip a 1 in there, huh?
But any interest in doing some playoff games if the fans were interested?
It's an interesting thought. Hap suggested something because, like, when the Jets were on a bye week, he's like, "So, are you just taking the week off, or you're like doing other stuff?" And I was like, "I don't know," of like doing a watch party for something else. And I went like, "I have no idea." So I've really enjoyed it. That would be an interesting challenge because, right, the Jets, I know like the back of my hand, so all their jersey numbers, player roster, first string,
Right.
second
You have to
string,
get
third
like
string
play
are all in
sheets
there.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to do that
But-
because, like, I don't just want to say, "Oh wow, 10 through it to 74." Like I know all the quarterbacks and stuff, but to the general point, you're going to your second or third receiver. I want to make sure that I'm being able to fire it off. So yeah, I'd have to put my play sheet together for the teams. But yeah, that'd be fascinating.
Yeah, I think once the games are announced, you could do the poll, see if people are interested, and then if they're interested, which game, and then you could do the little pre-research once you selected a couple days ahead of time.
Yeah, that'd be spectacular. So, oh
But,
wow, we're
I'd
getting
like to make sure I do a shout out to your sister who has not been feeling well. So Haley, we all hope you feel better soon.
Yeah, I can hear her in the background. Jesus, sounds like she's hacking up a lung back there. So, yeah, hopefully she gets better. It's terrible to be sick at any time of year, let alone at this time of year as well. And Coochie says, first time we said, hell yeah, to PG called playoff games and could help grease the wheels as we're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers, expanding to a new audience potentially, because those wouldn't just be Jet fans, they'd be other fans. Sure, I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, that could be another reason.
Open
to
up
jump in.
the Boy Green, universe to other people. I think the bacon fumes that your mom is cooking some bacon and potatoes, by the way. Bacon, potatoes, scrambled eggs, very good.
All right, let's go back to the phone lines. It's your buddy Easy here on the show. Is he wearing a Poison shirt to celebrate the greatest rock band of all time? Oh no. Oh, it's at least the second greatest rock band of all time behind Poison.
He looks
But
like
go
that
ahead.
guy in
What's
the
up,
fence.
Easy?
It's like
Yeah, there you go.
AC/DC is not a heavy metal band.
Okay.
AC/DC is a rock and roll band. And
Okay.
Malcolm, God rest his soul, made a point to say, we're just a rock and roll band from Australia. That's all we are.
Okay. Yeah, but you
And,
still consider Poison one of the greatest bands of all time, yes?
Jesus Christ. The only thing that Poison was good for was bringing girls into the bar so we could buy them drinks and get laid. That was all Poison was good for.
Come on, man.
Poison, Journey, Bay City Rollers, that kind of crap. Come on, please. Please. Now, I will give CC DeVille props. He's a really good guitar player.
Thank
And
you.
Brett Michaels can sing. I mean, as musicians, they're decent musicians. I just don't like their material.
Oh,
It's purely, it's not a talent thing. It's the songs suck, not their execution of it. It's the material that I don't like. Okay. I have respect for these guys because they got signed record deals and they filled arenas. I particularly, that's not my cup of tea. I'm more into the hard rock and 80s style metal. I'm not into the modern metal where these guys like think they're from Norway and they're screaming to gods. Go, no, fuck that. That's just amplified noise.
Yeah, I don't like.
What's that
Now,
movie? Will Ferrell.
Paulie, you look like a lead singer from one of those new bands.
Oh, thanks.
What's that Will Ferrell movie? Because I think he likes that kind of rock and roll, where the Norwegian.
Oh, you're talking about the
Eurovision.
Eurovision, that's right.
Look, I'm really into like Ozzy and Judas Priest and that type of stuff. I like the hard rock with good singing. You know, guys that actually sing. The hardest, edgiest I go really is Pantera, and I can handle some Lamb of God. But I'm not a big fan of. I'm still not a big fan of the screaming voice. But Lamb of God's really good.
No, the only thing I do want to see though, Easy, is so like you were very blunt there. You're like, no, it's not Poison. It's not you guys. It's just your songs suck. It's just sort of like I could see you at the bar, and then a girl comes up to you, and you're just like, it's not you. You're just ugly. Like just the bluntness of how you sort of deliver the material. I just find interesting.
Are you projecting, Paulie?
I could be. Well, I know someone else is projecting, and it's Pop. Pop is saying the bacon signal is on. So, Pop, thank you so much for joining us today.
All right, Coffee Club. Have a great day.
Hey, Pop. Seriously, no. Name your top 3 bands? Because I know it's hard to name a top favorite, but what are like your top 3 that you kind of like?
I like Motley Crue. I like Aerosmith. I like Def Leppard. Yeah, those kind of
bands. I think Tom Hamilton, the bassist for Aerosmith, is one of the most underrated bass players. I mean, he's great. I mean, that whole thing, Sweet Emotion, the whole beginning of that's all Tommy Hamilton. I like Aerosmith because they kind of have that funky 70s funk, but still with the hard rock and edge. Like my favorite Aerosmith song is Last Child.
Oh, okay.
It's got that really, I like that funky beat, that funky bass line, yeah.
But everyone take that.
Well, I mean, I like Van Halen. They're not my favorite, but I like Van Halen.
All right, go ahead, Pop. 1 second. I'll just mute Easy real quick. Yep, go ahead, Pop. Take the like button to Pound Town, he said. Okay, there you go. Go ahead, Easy.
Yeah. Also, every time I join your show, right at around 7:20, 7:30, first thing I do before I log in, really, go right to the like button. It is the easiest thing
100%.
To do. Just as you go in and say, I'm going to go watch the show.
Yeah.
Put the show on, hit the like button, and then go to the comment section and pop in your emojis or your statement.
Yeah.
And just be a part of it because it's fun.
Yeah, it makes it part of the routine. Yeah.
I do have a question to ask you, though, Paulie. You're probably finally starting to make some money with this deal, huh?
Hopefully, yeah.
I mean, 8,000 plus subscribers. Even if you only get $1 per prescriber, that's $8,000 a month just to start out. Not counting the super chats.
Oh yeah,
not counting the super chats.
Yeah.
I mean, I know. YouTube gets that cut.
Oh yeah, they get a 30% cut. Those greedy bastards.
What do they get? They get a 30% cut of your subscribers.
Yeah, so they get everything. So they get super chats. They get memberships.
So you're still getting. So you're still getting $5,000 a month just to start. Just as soon as you roll out of bed, you're making $5,000 a month.
Well, it's to subscribe is free on the channel, so no one has to.
You don't get paid. No, I'm saying, but I'm talking. But isn't subscribing like $2.99 a month?
No. That's the memberships.
Right,
but
subscribers are free. You don't have. I
don't have 8,000 members. Absolutely not. Nowhere close.
Oh, I'm so sorry, man.
No. I hope so. That'd be great one day. Yeah.
Help this guy out, man. He's got 2 kids to feed.
That's true. That's a good point.
Help him out. I mean, look, the only reason I hadn't been subscribed is I had a credit card that I had to replace, and I'm waiting for the new one. That's why I haven't been doing some super chats and stuff.
Oh, no worries. That's all right.
Yeah.
Well, who hooked you up today? Who gave it to you? I don't even remember. Who was it?
MF2.
Oh, there you go. MFC.
Motherfucking
Yeah.
Chew.
There you go.
Motherfucking Chew helped me out, man. That's cool.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
I got my emoji back. I noticed my beard is gray in the emoji now. Who changed it?
Who changed it? That must have been Snowball, I guess. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Let me see. Is that right? Let me see my.
Yeah, it looks gray now.
Oh, yeah. I see it now. There it is.
What the hell?
Yep.
Now
There's a Snowball edition. Yeah. Very snowy.
Oh, maybe it's the winter edition.
Aha. Oh, that's a good point. I see it snowing outside my windows, but yes, I guess
it's the Arctic Fox Arctic Hair edition.
Ah, yes. It's a nice subtle update there from.
I will say something about your beard.
Okay.
You look good. You kind of look good like that because now it's filled back in, and you can still see the shape of your face. It makes you look thinner.
Ooh, nice. Okay, I need as much help in that department as I can get. Yeah.
You need to go back to the Taekwondo, buddy.
100%. Yeah.
I know and this is the wrong time of year to even talk about exercise because you probably have a foot of snow outside.
We do currently have a foot of snow, but you can walk around in your house and stuff. So,
well, let me show you. This is my side yard.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you don't have the snow that we currently have outside. No.
No, it's about 45 degrees down here. It was 70 on Christmas Day.
Wow.
I think it hit 71. Yeah. We had a green Christmas or a half dead grass Christmas, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, there you go.
But anyway, trying to get my bandmates together. The hardest part of this whole endeavor right now is getting rehearsal space because I'm trying to rent a storage unit, and apparently the storage units don't like renting out to bands anymore. They used to, but now everyone changed their policy and all this stuff. I don't know what's going on.
That's too bad.
But I did buy a PA.
Mm-hmm.
And because that's what the singer has to do. You got to, if the band doesn't have a PA, the singer's supposed to buy a PA. So I got two Mackie speakers. What are they? Mackie SRV 450 speakers. Wow. And two of the tripod pole stands for them. They're active speakers, so you don't need a preamp. You just plug them right into the wall. They have their own power supply, so they're very portable. You can take them anywhere.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And I got the drummer has videos out, and he's really good. And I got two guitarists and a bassist. So we're going to have a couple of conversations about the music, and then finally we'll have a in-person meetup probably mid-January.
Let us know when you have an update on that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, we're going to get going. And one guy said that he was at NC Green, said he was going to show up at the bar last week, and he didn't. So I don't know what's up with that.
Oh my God.
In Cary. He lives in Cary, North Carolina. Yeah.
Yes.
He didn't show.
Rally Point
Pub.
There you go.
It's in the Bass Pro Shop shopping center. They got a big Bass Pro Shop store in there.
Oh, good.
We got
a lot of people down there. Woody, Indy, you. Man, we got a Philly, I think, might be in that range.
Yeah, but Woody is down towards Charlotte. No, he's in Carrboro.
Yeah,
that's just south of Cary. There's no excuse for him not to come to the bar.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of people out there, so that's what I'm saying.
Oh, Richie from Southern Jet was actually there last week.
I always forget. Yeah, Rich is down there too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he's boycotted the whole season.
Hey, can someone's asking a question? Can our guy Mr. Fulton join the Easy Band? Is that possible?
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
he's too young.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. He's just a young
guy. The youngest guy is 47. And I think I'm the oldest at 65, but I'm still pretty, as Muhammad Ali would say.
Yeah. There you go. That's right. Yeah, baby. Hey, are you going to be doing anything at the tailgate? Are you going to be playing with your band or something?
When's the tailgate?
I don't know. It's TBD.
Well, we all live in North Carolina, so I mean, I might go to the tailgate. Maybe I'll do something with Hep.
Oh, cool. All right. I'm sure Hep would be for that.
Yeah. It's going to be cool. I mean, we're going to be doing some Ozzy and some Black Sabbath and some Judas Priest. I definitely want to do Mr. Brownstone, by
Okay.
Guns N' Roses. Love
Ooh,
that
that's
song.
a good one. That's a good song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to mix in. We're probably going to do a set of Ozzy and mixed 80s, and then the second set will probably be Black Sabbath and mixed 80s.
Mm,
We'll try to
that'll
do
get
something. But it's all up to the band. I'm not the leader. I'm
Of
just putting it together. It's going to be total. It's going to be Chinese democracy.
Yeah, there you go. I love it. So easy. That's awesome. Keep us posted, though. Keep us posted.
Oh, I did have two things I wrote down that I wanted to talk about.
Please,
quick.
please.
Okay.
Yeah.
I looked it up because someone made a comment the other day about Frank Reich saying he went back to the clergy. No, Frank Reich was the interim head coach of Stanford.
I remember
this year.
He had to fill it in.
He did pretty good. But he was also, what was he? He was the he was like a consultant on the team. So he is available.
Oh, cool.
Because what the hell good is getting a new quarterback without a quarterback coach?
That's a good point.
To have a bona fide quarterback coach, and I think Frank Reich would be perfect. And second, as far as Brees Hall getting 1,000 yards, I don't care whether you're playing a 14-game season, 16, 17, or 18. 1,000 yards is a benchmark for any running back. Every running back, regardless of the passing yards, every running back wants to have 1,000 yards on the ground. It's a benchmark.
Yeah.
It's a prideful thing. I mean, I'm sure those 4 yards eat him up when he looks at that record book.
Yeah.
He's like, man, just one more good play up the middle, or 2 more good plays up the middle, and he could have had 1,000 or 1,001 yards. And Brees wants it. Trust me, he wants it. And I think they're going to try to get it for him. And we should probably sign him to something, because a good quality running back is a rookie quarterback's best friend.
No doubt.
And he can catch. The problem with Brees is not a breakaway runner. You give that guy space, and he's deadly. But he has a glass jaw when it comes to that first hit in the backfield. He's not the type of guy that shrugs off that first hit.
That's true.
I don't know why. He's a big dude.
Yeah, he's 225 or something. Yeah, he's massive.
I mean, he's not Ironhead Hayward or anything like that, or Larry
Earl
Zonka.
Campbell or
Earl Campbell. Yeah, but
right.
shit, man. I mean, he could at least be as good as Cook on Buffalo.
Yeah.
I mean, but he has been doing that spin move, which is pretty effective. I like that.
Been a lot of fun. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So.
You know, I just think that we've had a lot of problems because we just don't have good coaching at very key positions. And as far as Will McDonald, how do we know that the Steve Wilkes factor didn't fuck up his whole season?
We don't.
Because Steve Wilkes was basically telling these guys, do as I say, don't think, don't diagnose the play, don't do anything. He literally wanted these guys to follow the scheme, stay in your gap. Mm-hmm. You can't do that in football, because how are you going to stay in your gap when there's a double reverse?
Yeah.
Or trickery. You have to be able to. It's an emotional, instinctive game. And the best players, and this is why they're the best players and why they're not all naturally the best coaches, is you can't teach instinct.
So is Easy and Hap going to put together a band for the tailgate?
So
we can do something little. Yeah. What's up, man?
I meant to tell you something. I played with CC DeVille when I was a kid. It was my first gig. I was like at a block party, and my dad was freaking out because it was so loud. He's like, turn it down. But
he's a good guitar player. He's a good guitar player.
His name was Bruce Johansson. He was the only. He was the only kid.
I love it.
He was the only kid who didn't smoke weed, and he was a mama's boy. She bought him a Marshall Stack and a BC Rich when they had the neck through body, you know.
I remember that.
Now look at him. He went off the rails big time when he got into that group, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, this year, this is what you got to do. You got to find yourself a rich American widow.
No, I have a beautiful girlfriend, and I love her very much.
Oh, you do? Great.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, congrats.
I just want to show you something. If you can keep me on for 1 minute. I mean, we don't have anywhere special to go, right? Hold on 1 second. I want to show you a custom guitar that I built and had assembled by Ron DiMarino. Do you know who Ron DiMarino is?
No.
He was this guy's guitar technician in the late 70s.
Wow.
In New York City, right?
Yeah, he has a shop in Lindenhurst, Amityville.
Oh, okay.
He was John Lennon's guitar tech in 78 and 79 before he passed away.
Yeah.
Sure.
Wow. So we're the easy bedroom where all the magic happens. Okay, here we go. All right, nice.
Magic? Jesus Christ! It would have to be black magic the way things have been going for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to show you this.
Oh, go ahead.
Wow. Okay.
I just wanted to show you this guitar that I made.
You made it yourself?
Well, I did the body, and then I had Ron DiMarino did all the rest of the work.
Okay, let's see.
So,
all right, let's take a gander.
Oh, whoa, that's a crazy shape, dude.
Wow, look at that.
What'd you do that on a jigsaw or something?
my neighbor at the time had a bandsaw, so I cut it out in a bandsaw, and I bought that Jackson style neck, and it's got it's put in Eddie Van Halen style on an angle.
Sure.
This is a Kaler version of a Floyd Rose style.
Right.
This is the
That's like a
pull
weapon.
push. Well, this is the push pull. This goes from single to double.
Right.
And this is the built. Yeah, and this is the built-in preamp.
Oh, you got a preamp in there. Oh,
yeah, it's an EMG. It's an EMG 81.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
It's hard to see on.
And this is when
the
the
Jag. Wow, pretty good,
Wow.
Easy. That's pretty nice.
Wow.
That's a totally
Yeah.
heavy metal guitar, a hard rocker guitar for sure.
locking right here, locks there.
Yeah.
Hey,
And he's a
Easy. Hey,
Spurzel.
Easy. Who has a better?
I just wanted to show this to Hep though.
No,
This
I
is
appreciate that.
These are Spurzels. You see this little dial here?
Yeah, it's a locking
Right
tuner.
here? Right. What you do is you just slip the strings through and then just lock them in. You see they're not wound around. They just slip through and then you lock them in. So there's no
tune better.
crazy.
No, okay.
Yep.
Hey,
And then you got all this. Yep.
Who has a better body, your girlfriend or this guitar you made? Who has the better body?
You better say your girlfriend.
Yeah, 100%. That's the right thing to say. But, that's
No comment.
All right, guys.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Hap. Appreciate it. Thank you, Easy. Wow, that was spectacular. Wow, what a beautiful, unique piece. Terrific. All right, let's go to another one of our bandmates here. It's Mr. Famous Fulton.
Morning, Paul. How are you this morning?
Is that a new profile picture, Mr. Famous
Yes,
Fulton?
it is. My new disco suit outfit I got for Christmas.
Oh, very nice. Oh, are you wearing that right now?
No, I'm not wearing it right now. So
Okay. No, that's all right. Oh, yeah, you said you have a special surprise, please.
Yeah.
What's up, Mr. Famous? Whoa.
this right here,
Wait, let me
Hold
see.
on.
Let me go full screen here.
right here
Okay.
is the
What
the Hoop
heck?
Tunes basketball Bluetooth speaker with FM radio.
Wait, what is going on in there? What is that?
It's little tiny basketballs, and you shoot them in the basketball hoop, and it changes colors.
Is that water?
Yes, it is.
Whoa. That's funky, man.
Mm-hmm.
Super cool. I've never seen anything like that in my life. Wow.
Yeah. And then I also got
Yeah,
what
what
is
else
that?
Yeah, take us on a tour
Well,
here. What else do we got?
Sure. The other one I got is oh, this is gonna be good for you.
Oh, great. Okay.
This right here
Okay.
is what I got from my girl Tracy for Christmas.
Okay.
And it is, hold on. It's the new jumpsuit.
Whoa. That's sweet.
Yep, new jumpsuit. So, yep,
Okay, sweet.
pretty
man.
much.
That's awesome. Nice. You
Mhm.
had a good Christmas?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, welcome to, as Uncle Andy says, BG Cribs Live. We're here on another episode of My Crib. All right, I'm Exhibit, and we're taking you through your crib. This is sweet. That looks awesome, man.
Yep.
So you said you had a
Yep.
good Christmas, though?
Yes, I did.
Did
And that's
everything you wanted?
this
All right,
is
let's
the,
disco suit? Let me see.
yep, that's the disco
wow.
suit.
Oh, what is that, sequin? That is, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the disco
Oh.
suit.
That pops. Where are you going to wear that to? What's
Oh, I'm gonna wear it for New Year's Eve.
oh, nice. Oh, those are the
coming up.
pants. Oh, wow.
Yes, it
Okay.
is.
Oh, wow. That's
Yep.
those are striking. Very striking.
Yep. So.
Well, wow.
Yep.
Congratulations, Mr. Famous Fulton. I love the new profile picture. I love the disco shoot. That's a beautiful touch. Very nice.
Yeah. Yep. So.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, Mr. Famous Fulton, thanks for showing us some of your Christmas gifts. I hope you have a wonderful new year. I'm sure we'll talk before then, but that's awesome, man.
Sounds great. I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks, Mr. Famous Fulton. You have a
Thank
blessed
you.
day, my friend.
You too.
All right, there he is, Mr. Famous Fulton in his disco suit, MTV Cribs. All right, I'm again pimp my ride, pimp my crib. That was exceptional. All right, wow, what a show. We covered a lot of ground here, folks. I want to thank everybody for joining us again. Hopefully, you guys all had a Merry Christmas. If you're still with your family, make sure you guys enjoyed all that. Excuse me. Like I said, we'll have updates to come on our live events coming up for this year. We'll try to keep you posted. Definitely on here. Everyone will hear first of it on Discord. Again, we'll have Joshua Langley, aka Cecilia, and Boy Green. We're fighting off in the fantasy championship, which is awesome in our Boy Green League. And let's give another shout out to our buddy who already won the previous Boy Green Coffee Club League. We had 2 new leagues this year in fantasy football. We have the Boy Green Coffee League and the Boy Green Double Espresso Shot League, and we'll see how all that plays out. Me and Joshua are facing off in the Double Espresso Shot League. I'm glad that I made the championship game, showed some level of respect. Being Boy Green in this Boy Green Coffee Club League, I got to make sure I do a good job. I want to give a shout out to our champion, Juicy Juke John, who beat our moderator, Jared. He won the inaugural championship. Again, we messed up a little bit because the championship game should have been this weekend, not last weekend, but I'm an idiot. But congrats nonetheless to Juicy Juke John for winning it. And we'll see who wins it between me and Joshua coming up. Me and Josh Langley coming up this weekend. We'll see what happens. Well, again, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We will have full coverage of our live watch party, play-by-play analysis, and all of the above tomorrow with a game day episode of Boy Green Daily. Very much looking forward to it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like the video, hit subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow morning for Boy Green Daily. Happy holidays, and take care, everybody.